Hello everyone, welcome on back. Jean here. Okay, so if you remember, I don't know, probably about a month ago, I got some happy mail from Cheryl. Sweet Cheryl sent me some happy mail, and she got some secondhand jewelry that she sent. So this is it here. I took everything apart, and we're gonna do a chunky dangle. So here's all the pieces. This is what I have left. I'll show you what I already made. So this is what pieces I have left, and I'll make more things later on. These are pieces I got ready for the dangles. I already wire wrapped them, which I'll kind of show you how I wire wrap my beads and stuff. Some of them, these ones, yeah, I wire wrapped those too. I don't think there was any in here I could use that was already wrapped. But so this is, we're going to do a purple dangle because I wanted to use this piece here, which I thought was really pretty. This was on one of the necklaces. Everything is from the necklaces. Even the chains, we're going to use the chain. I took some of the links out already because we are going to use these same links to attach all this. And we will use some of this chain here for the dangle. All right, so let's push this aside for a minute. I'll show you what I already made. So I went through first to look for any big beads that would fit on pens. And I found enough to make 5 different pens. So I'll show you up close what we made, what I made, I guess. I should say me. So I didn't glue them down yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to put some dangles off it. So then I'll have to put that spacer bead. I pretty well like them the way they are. I might change some of them, but pretty much these are the beads that all fit on pens. So we'll see if I change them around later on and put some dangles and stuff like that. But pretty well, this is what I came up with to use with the beads. And then, like I said, I'll decide on, I might take this spacer out and put some dangles on it instead. But so I got 6 pens worth of beads out of here that I could use. So that was pretty good. And then we are going to work on the dangle. So the first thing we will do, I think we'll use this piece of chain. This is an extender piece that came on the necklace. And I think we'll use that, but I use about 2 inches or so. So we're going to have to break some of that down. It's like 2.5 inches. By the time I add all the pieces on, the only thing I had to use was, I found in my stash a darker that matches the chain, a key ring, a clip. So I was happy. That was the only one I had in my stash. I was trying to find something that matched. I did not have I had to use silver for all my wire wrapping because I didn't have nothing dark. So I just had gold and silver, and so I didn't have anything dark on that. So, but this is the only thing I am using out of my stash besides what I wire wrapped. And how I wire wrap my beads is a pretty easy process. I take the easy way out most of the time. Ooh, that's a big one, but that's okay. We'll use it. So let me see if it's too big for the hole. Okay, that'll work perfect. I use one of these wire looper tools, which I will link below. It's a quick, easy way to wire loop. I still strangle. I can wire loop pretty well, with just the regular tools and stuff, but this is so much easier and faster and a little easier on my hands. So all you do is slip that through there. Let me get a grip on it, a better grip. There is a hole on this end. So you just slip it through and into that hole like that. Okay, now let me get a grip on it because it's a pretty, big reach here for my little hands. I just hold it against there, and then I grab this piece so dogs don't get that, and it makes a nice loop. So that's how I do mine. Simple, easy, quick. No mess, no nothing. Okay, so let's go cut this down to 2 inches, So we'll cut this one off right here. And I'm not going to cut it. There should be I can just split it open and pull that piece off. So you can go ahead and pretty much, if you can find like secondhand jewelry and stuff, I might need that yet. No, wait, I'm using this links. These are the bigger links. Okay, so I won't need that one no more. You can pretty much, you go, now these are like some really pretty pieces. So you can definitely go ahead, and if you can find old costume jewelry. I was at my local Goodwill the other day and couldn't find hardly nothing. I don't know if it's going faster because people, do this and everything, but you can go ahead and there's a lot of things I can take apart from that necklace that I can use. So let's see, this change. Oh, it's going to fit. Perfect. So I'm going to just attach on the bottom my focal piece. And I'm using, like I said, I'm using the links from the chain, which is not this one. I don't know which one. I must be using this one because this looks not the oval. These are oval ones. Okay, so I'm going to use them. Because I like to recycle and try to use as much as possible, now we're just going to close these. I'm going to bring one back, one forward until they meet. And I should put my glasses on because, I'm a 64-year-old blind lady. Okay, not totally blind, but some days I feel like it. Okay, now it attached quite nicely. So we have it attached. So that'll be my bottom focal piece. Now let's add on our little key clip on the top. So that way I have my top and the bottom, and that's how long it'll be. So that's how I like to do it. You guys can put these together any way you want. You can fill your whole chain first and then put your top pieces on. But I like to get those on. That way it gives me a better idea of what I'm working with. Okay, again. And I will link as much of this as I can. These rings are really like heavy duty jump rings. So they ain't going nowhere. So there we go. All together now it's about, why am I looking at the centimeters? I mean, I could have wrote 5 1/4 about now all together. Dangle. And so then I just did, like I said, I did the purples. I didn't have really enough reds. And most of the reds went to, as you can see, most of the reds went to the pens. So, and I took out all the big beads first before I started working with the dangles. So what I like to do, I have no rhyme or reason how I like to put things on. But I kind of tend to put, smaller beads and work my way down to bigger beads, just because if I put this one here, it's going to cover up all the small beads I put up there. So I'm going to start with smaller beads. And what I like to do first is I will take the chain, put 2 on each chain, and then skip a chain, a link, put 2 on, skip a link. Start that way. Skip 2, you can skip 2. With these ones, maybe I'll skip 2 to start out with because they're pretty small on here. So let's try that first. And you can always go back in. I'm going to start with one of these first. And get it on there. Hopefully some of these links I didn't bend out too much. And we're just going to bring this together. Oh wait, I am using the oval links. Okay, see, I don't even know what I'm doing. Because this one's an oval one. Okay, so we'll take that back out in case I need more links. I took off some, but we're probably going to need more. Okay, so we got one purple one on there. Let's see on the other side. I don't have there wasn't a lot of clear. I'll put one of these that look like kind of like the oil slick where it changes colors and stuff. And like I said, no rhyme or reason. This will look fine in the end either way. Oh my goodness. See, when you're on video, get that closer to me. Just grab the same link. I'm going on the same link there. And then we'll close it up. That one I'm going to have to squeeze a little bit together. There we go. So now we have something like that so far. Now I'm going to grab this one here, I think. I actually don't even need those tools until I can do most of this without the tool, which makes it a little easier. Now I'm going to skip 2 links. These are a little bit bigger beads and stuff too. So our coverage, we might not need to put as many in. You make these as chunky as you like. Okay, something like that so far. And let's throw one of these in there. So really, like, I can still get quite a bit of stuff out of there yet. So thank you so much, Cheryl. So I hope this helps you guys, you know, like, you don't have to buy beads from the store. If you can find, I mean, you may have enough of your own custom jewelry. I mean, we all went through our stages of jewelry, that's for sure. Okay, can you see so far what it looks like so far? You know, we all went through that. Now, this one's a little longer, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and tuck it up right against this link. Instead of skipping 2 links, I'm going to put that right up against there. Just for the fact that it will hang longer because it is longer. So instead of skipping a link, I'm just going to go right into the next link. So we got so far. Okay. Now let's see. What do I want to put on the other side of that? I think we'll put another one of these on that side. Purple was also my mom's favorite color. So purple, and you guys, if you're watching the envelope journal series, you know hummingbirds were her favorite bird. And owls. I don't know why, but she really liked owls too. But she loved those little hummingbirds. And purple. Okay. Now I'm just going to put, I don't want to like bring anything too long to cover up my focal points. So I'm going to put down probably 2 smaller ones here. I think this purple one again. And I think I'll take this one right here. Grab some more of these over here. We're going to put these. And see, this one, I had to put a bead on the bottom before I wire loop because the hole was too big. So sometimes you need to do that. Hardest is, these are very heavy duty jump rings. But that's the nice thing about some of your costume jewelry also. It's a little, maybe a little better made. So I'll sit down someday and probably work on some more dangles and just show those in a project share. Or you just want to be stubborn and don't want to go in, do you? It keeps moving on me. I think I got my wire wrap too small on this one and it might not work. So where's my little other tool? So I can make it a little bit bigger. I'm just going to put this in. Ooh, yeah, being really stubborn. Bring it a little closer to me. Sorry, guys. Let's see if I got it enough. Goodness. Get that to stay still. Let's see if this one will work better. We can come back to that one a little later, work on that one. Okay. I just kind of lift it up and put that one right there. I can hear the jingle jangle. I just had to use this as my focal point. Just thought that was so pretty. Okay, see how we are so far. Okay, I can take another yet down here and it won't cover up. So I think we'll put one of these ones down there. Maybe not this one. I accidentally did that while you wrapped that one in gold. So let's find one that's in silver. You know, sometimes when you're sitting there watching TV, because I do this when I'm watching TV while you're wrapping because it's so easy. But sometimes the colors are just so close. Let's put you right there. Pick this back up. And like this doesn't even take that long to, once you get the wire wrapping done. Well, actually, the longest part was taking everything off the chains, and some of them were on strings, and you know, so that was actually the longest part. Okay, now I think that's as low as I want that to go. I'm going to go back in there now and add some other pieces throughout. And I want another one of these big ones. And I kind of seen a spot I want to put it. And I hang that up back up again so I can see what I'm dealing with. I think I want that one to go about there. And most of these, I don't know, these are all like plastic beads. If you're using glass beads, this might get rather heavy. Okay. Let's try the easiest way to kind of show you this. You definitely want more. I'm going to lay it down this way again. And I want to put some one of these clear ones in. I just keep kind of like, you know, like I said, there's no rhyme or reason how you need to do this. I just kind of lay it down, kind of see where everything's at. Throw another one on. You can always take them back off if you think you have too many or you don't like what it looks like, or I didn't want to add any of my own stuff to this. I just wanted to use what came from. Okay, can you see that so far? I think I need something on the top there. Something a little bit bigger on the top, but not too big. Maybe one of these. Put this towards the top. And you can have them coming off the bead you just put on too. You can have one coming off. They don't all have to come off the main chain. Turn. I want to clear towards the top. Another one over there on that side. Do I want to go with... We didn't use one of these ones yet, did we? Let's put that in there. We didn't use any of those yet. Kind of a crackled disco bead is what that looks like. Kind of a... It's got like the disco look to it, but it's also crackled. Let's see where I want that one. Go right about in here. Like the sound of that. Okay, see, it's hard to show you guys, but because it looks way better when I'm just hanging it down like this than laying it down like this for you guys. So that's what we got so far. And you just sit there and keep playing with it until you get what you like. Sometimes I don't get what I like. I just keep adding because, you know, I want them all on there. I want everything. We need more purple in here too. Oh, only on one. I was hooking two there. I have literally like gone through all my jewelry years ago, and anything I didn't want, I kind of, if I could take it apart, I took it apart and kept everything. Okay. A couple more small ones down there, I think. What I got in the door. I'm going to try to get this little purple one to work. I just have to open the thing up a little bit, so just grab it over here somehow. Could we wire wrap it too? There we got it in now. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta tell it who's boss. Okay, let me grab this like this. And I think I want it to go in here a little bit. Okay. And like this weighs nothing, so we're not even like, you know, near where it's too heavy or anything. I'm gonna take this one here. That one's kind of got some browns in it. We'll take the more clear one here. And see now if I can figure out where I wanted that. I think I want that right up here. I like those beads, they're pretty. There was a lot of really pretty beads on here. There was even some like wood beads. I'll show you a little bit more. But the chain, don't ever overlook the chain, because this, like, I don't have, this is like a really dark grayish black. It's not a solid black. It's more of like a darker, whoops, I'm not even in the camera. I'm admiring the chain. They all had that on, besides the other ones were string beads, but like some things I kept together. And you got this ribbon yet. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with the ribbon yet. There's all these really pretty beads too, which these would make what I would use as my focals for the, like, instead of this. So I would save these to make as my bottom focal piece. So that's why I didn't take those off right now, because I know I'm not going to use it. They had, the brown one had all these peach color ones on, along with these wood ones. Like real pretty. I'll find something later to do. I'll probably mix them with these kind of peachy brown glass beads. That's like a really interesting glass bead there. So I'll probably mix those with those and make that. I could use this as the focal bead off of there, but look at all these pretty. So don't overlook anything. There's so many. Look at this cluster I had yet. I just kept that intact. Of course, it's all welded together, but that would be kind of a really cool bottom piece too. And then there was these great big silver pieces. So there's a lot I can do with these yet. There's a lot of things I can make. I mean, look at all those beads yet that I have in there. I really like this piece too. It's really pretty. I'd keep on these pieces that are on. So I'd just keep all those on and just disconnect it right here. So I'm going to use that for a mix a piece. But I really like these little square beads. Look at that. Like the gold glitter in there. It's really pretty. Okay, back to what we were doing. I feel like I need a few more at the bottom yet. I feel a little top heavy. When I hold it this way, I know you guys can't see it. I'm going to try to take a picture of it like this view. But I know I need some more on the bottom. And like I said, you can make this, I'll hold it, try to hold it this way now. You can make this, put whatever you want in it. But I want to put a couple more things down here. And I think I need another, let's see, I got that one. Let's do this one. And get this a little bit more to the bottom because I'm feeling a little top heavy. So let me hold this up and see where there's a good spot to put you. And make sure it's not going to cut. That's too low, I think. You know, I used to be able to get more like jewelry, costume jewelry at Goodwills and stuff like that, but I think more people are repurposing things. So it's getting a lot harder to find things maybe. Okay, so there's what we got so far. And I'm going to hold it this way so I can kind of see. Right in this little gap here, I need something. I'm going to hold it open like that so that I kind of remember. Let's put this little piece in there. So it's got different colors of golds. The purple kind of shifts colors on that one. And we're going to go right, grab it, Jean. Right there. It's going to be fun to do. It's like, it's relaxing to do. Like even, you know, wire wrapping is really good. It was kind of frustrating taking some of them off because some of them were on this really, really thin. I didn't save any of it, I don't think. Really thin chain, which I thought was string. And I couldn't save that anyhow. But it was like it ended up, it was a chain, but it was so thin that you couldn't even tell it had links to it. And I thought it was string. And so I had to kind of take my little clippers and kind of keep clipping each individual one. And then there was one that was kind of tied. Every bead is tied, it was string tied. But otherwise, most of it came apart pretty easy. There's a lot of unique stuff in there. I still feel like I need something right here. And we are going to put this one, I think, in there. Okay, let me hold that up again and grab my chair is squeaking. Do you hear that? Like I'm hardly moving in it. Okay. Like I said, the hardest is these darn jump rings because they are strong. And if this comes apart, now I twisted that one wrong, but we'll get it back. We'll get it back. Shake it out. Okay, can you see what we got kind of going on there? Now I'm just going to add in, get some more purple going in here. So we'll add a little bit more purple throughout. Just going to hang, try to figure out where I want to put these. Now, if my mom were alive, I'd be giving this to her. I'm going to keep adding some of these purple ones in. Come on. Shake it out. Oh, a bead got stuck on the right. There we go. Do want something up there. Now up there is looking a little plain. The plain Jane. Do you want to get... and close. Okay, let's get another look at this. Get that thing to go down. Woo! Kind of what we got going on right now. All the different beads. It looks way prettier this way. Everything's dangling down properly. Love, love, love it. I'm going to add right here. I'm going to add another big one of this. And then since we're at 30 minutes, we will call this quits, and because we actually got quite a bit on here, so you can definitely keep going, but sometimes you don't want to overdo. Let me move some of this. And I'll try to lay this out the best way. I guess I didn't get it on there. Let's try that again. Where was that? What the heck did I do wrong? Is my loop open too much? It doesn't look like it is. Somehow it came off. Let me check my loop there, but now I gotta find where just that jump ring is. Here it is. Let's put that back on there and see what I did. I don't have that hook tight enough apparently. Clamp it a little bit more. Okay. Let's try to get this best we can see that there. Move this. And show you all the pens we got out of that. And bring it down a little bit. Can't bring it down too much, but... And I'll try, like I said, I'll try to take a picture of this hanging. What do you guys think? It is prettier in person, so because these colors are kind of dark colors, but it's way prettier in person. And I think I pretty much got all the light colors that I could use out of here for in there. I was gonna put some of these silver ones in there, which maybe I will throw. If I decide to put some in, it'll be on the final picture. But I thought those might be a little overpowering, but I'll try a couple in there. So that's what you can use. With repurposed jewelry, you can make some pretty dangles like this. You hang on your purse, your backpacks, wherever you like to hang your dangles. And then the pens, you gotta check your beads out for pens just as well. So I think they're really pretty, but I think I'll put some dangles on some of them to shine on them. So how'd I do? You like it? Cheryl, thank you again so much for that Happy Mail gift. I truly appreciate it. And I will get tons of use left out of all those beads yet. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one and got some ideas out of it. Go look at your little thrift store, see what you can find. Okay, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.